So celebrate.
I almost forgot.
You know, it's funny though, 2 months ago I was like, we should do something for our anniversary this year, like our office anniversary, and then I forgot. So just reminded me, that's awesome. Okay, stand up and turn to somebody and give them a high five. Okay, stand up, back. All right, give them a high five. Turn to the other person, your second choice, and say, I'm so excited! I'm so excited! Woo! All right. Yeah. Let's get some energy up in here. Hey, oh, she's got enough. You're so excited. All right. We ready?
Yes.
Imagine a belief system where you're just living your life and you believe that you're just going to randomly die at some time. That your belief system is that there's a waxy substance that is just cruising through your arteries, and just at any time you have no control over that waxy substance is suddenly going to kill you. Imagine believing that your blood pressure is just going to tick up and tick up and tick up and tick up, and there's nothing that you can do about it, and it's just going to keep ticking until eventually it kills you. Imagine believing that your body is designed, genetically programmed to just simply die young, right? Who knows that is our current belief system in America right now? That is what our medical system is based on. It's what our American Heart Association is based on, and it is such an absolute lie. So say you've been lied to. Say you've been lied to. Turn to your neighbor and say you've been lied to. It'll make sense as we go through this, but I'm telling you, with the numbers the way they are, it's something is very, very off. And today you're going to learn some truths that should have been taught to you a whole long time ago. It is a disaster what's happening with heart disease right now. I know that we're coming in this COVID season as things are ending and whatever, but it's like heart disease is still by far the #1 disease killer. And what COVID did was actually create an explosion of heart disease habits, and it is not good. So, who has been to an event? Whose first event is this in the office? His first event they've come to. Raise your hand high and proud. Give them a round of applause. That's awesome.
That's over?
All right. All the people that just raised your hand. Okay, you're the only ones that can answer. Okay. So if you raise your hand, you're the only one that can answer. What controls everything, every function in your body? Good. You get the free thing. Good. He was fast on that one too. Kelvin, where were you at there?
That's because old guys rule. That's
It's a good shaker bottle. You can take it with you and make some smoothies there. Okay, I'm Dr. Mark. If you're a guest in here and you haven't met you, I'm Dr. Mark Pendergrass. This is Dr. Michael. Absolutely amazing, brilliant guy. We're going to go through a lot of powerful stuff with you today, but ultimately we're going to debunk a lot of the stuff that we have believed for a very, very long time that is just simply wrong, and teach you the truth behind heart disease. This is, raise your hand if you know somebody or have somebody close to you that's died of heart disease. It's like every single one of us knows somebody close to us. It's throughout our entire culture, right? It's everywhere. And so, but the truth is that, man, it is so preventable. So we're going to go through a whole lot of information, and it's going to be awesome. If you need to write notes, do it. If not, I think we're actually recording this so we can get it later too. So, and I do talk really fast, okay? This is Max Living Smyrna. I own this office with my wife. It's Rock Springs Family Chiropractic. This is our Max Living Nation. There are many offices just like ours, and this event right now is actually happening all across the country and through Canada, where literally hundreds of thousands of people are learning this exact same information of how to be empowered with true health, the true principles of healing and health. And so there are offices all over the place. It's an extreme honor to even be a part of this, but if you're traveling around, you have family and friends all over the place, they can get to events just like that we teach here. It's happening all over the place. This isn't some unique little diamond here. It's like, no, this is happening everywhere, and there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people going through this right now. Max Living, our purpose, I know this is small, you might not be able to read it in the back, but listen, we want to empower you to live your best life. That is what these events are for. That's what our office is for. It's to empower you to live your best life. We're the standard of natural health care, but we want to empower you personally as an individual to live your best life possible. When was the last time you went to the hospital and they were like, man, we're here to empower you with medications to go live your best life? It's like, it is not there. Our healthcare system is depressing. What their system is calling you weak, that your body is stupid, that your body makes mistakes, that, oh, it doesn't know what's going on, we don't know what's happening, so take this medication because we know the answer, but we don't know what's happening. And it's like, what in the world is going on here? Yeah, we're all falling for it. We are falling for it like sheep to the slaughter, and we've got to wake up. So that's what this is about. And we have just been through one of the craziest years. 2020 was full of fear, full of doubt, full of this thing called quarantine. But I just want to talk about fear for just a second. Fear puts you in a stress response, where healing does not happen in a stress response. Every single person in America was acting out of fear this last year. Some people were fearful of virus, and so it was like, oh my gosh, we were fearful of our neighbor. We thought everybody was going to kill us. Like, we're fearful of going outside. People were fearful of picking up food in grocery stores. And like, we've had patients that were they coughed in like grocery stores and would be kicked out of stores for coughing. And it's like, that is fear-based living. And then the other side over here, we have fear over government overreach and government takeover and all these other things. And so everybody's living in this fearful state of, there's a virus, the government, our rights, they're taking our guns. And it's like, we're living in this fearful state. It doesn't matter what side and what part of it you're living in. We have this fearful state. People were hoarding things like crazy. I mean, what do people just do with gas? What the heck even happened with gas? It's like, we are living in serious fear right now, and it's not a fun place to be. And so what happened with 2020 is it created this situation where, and this is actually a complete lie, but I'm going to say it anyway. 65% of Americans took time off from their workout routine. I bet the other 35% lied. Because I bet everybody took time off at some capacity. But here's the issue. 20% of the population doesn't work out at all. No. Yeah, 20% doesn't work out at all. No, 80% doesn't work out at all. 20% works out. So I'm betting that the 65% that took time off were actually part of the 20% that actually work out. And so we had a major decrease. Gyms were closed. Nobody was doing anything. The average person gained weight like crazy because we're sitting at home eating a bunch of garbage. And so what happened was, we unintentionally fed the true #1 disease killer, which is like food delivery services. Great business to get into if you bought stock in those things. Zoom, oh my gosh, you like the conference call apps and the conference call companies. Great business. TV subscriptions went through the roof because suddenly we had to work from home, which means you are not even getting out of your car to walk across a parking lot anymore. Okay, did Dr. Liz leave? Is she gone? Dr. Liz, you here? I have to check. I'm about to talk about her. Okay. We get along so well. Like, I don't think we've ever had a fight. She's so wonderful. But here's the thing. I love grocery shopping. I love going to get my groceries and pick out exactly which one I want in the vegetable thing. And she loves ordering groceries. We get groceries at like 4:30 in the morning. People are dropping groceries off at our door, and 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what is happening right now with groceries? And so when you think of, we're not even getting the exercise of walking around a grocery store anymore. So we are living this more sedentary lifestyle. This whole COVID quarantine lifestyle has created this food delivery brought to me. I don't even have to do anything anymore. And so we're not even getting basic walking grocery store exercises. Does that make sense? Much less real fitness exercises. And when you order food in, do you think that it's healthier to order it or healthier to buy it and make it yourself? The food that we're ordering in is not good, healthy food. It's hormone-inducing and crap food and bad oils and all this stuff. And so it's this lifestyle has just led us into more and more and more heart disease. And so the question is, I know it says the future is bright, but is it? So who here thinks the future is bright if you love Jesus? Okay, so the rest of us, Who here believes that the American Heart Association is to teach you how to prevent heart disease? Okay, see, there's laughter about this. This is so sad to me because the Heart Association, we think, is there to protect us, to teach us things that are going to help our heart. And this is so crazy that we even have to talk about this, but the Heart Association predicts in 2030, so in 9 years, 40.5% of the population will have heart disease, including 5-year-olds. They're trying to put 5-year-olds on statins right now because they think that's the answer to heart disease. And I'm like, that is literal insanity. But, so if I tell you, look to the person to your left, okay? Just think about it like this. And this is a weird way to think, but it's either you or them. I mean, that's pretty close to 50%. Okay? Look to the person to your right. Everybody's looking at the wrong. They're looking at the back of the head. So if you're looking at the person thinking, oh, I got this. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Compare yourself to me, or it's like what I hope that we hear there is, oh my gosh, we are going in the wrong direction. We're going into more heart disease, not less, which means that you have to take full ownership over your health and own this thing, because we are not going in a good direction. They actually say that heart disease is going to cost us as like it'll be an $800 billion industry. So what was the first $1 trillion industry, first $1 trillion company? Anyways, it was Apple. Was Apple the first one, or Amazon? Was it? I think there's two. Amazon was the first one. By the way, it took them like 20 years to make $1 trillion, and they just made $2 trillion. So it's like they went like fast. Anyway, my point is this: it took them a long time to make $1 trillion. So $1 trillion company. Heart disease is going to be an $800 billion business. Like, if they teach you to prevent heart disease, what did they just do to their bottom line? It is not in their interest to stop it. Stonecrest, it's not in their interest to stop things and prevent. It's in the interest to treat. That's where the money is. It's not in life. It's not in birth or death. It's right in the middle of sickness, disease. They want you there. And it's sad to even say that, but it's true. It's not a fun place to be. So let's get into some more happy stuff, because you have so much power in your body. Your heart is one of the coolest things ever. It is constantly beating. It never stops, hopefully, right? But it's like it beats 115,000 times every single day, pumps 2,000 gallons every single day. It puts off enough energy to drive a semi-truck 20 miles every single day, and it never stops. You sleep, it keeps going. You're eating garbage, watching TV, it keeps going. It's pumping and pumping and pumping. It never stops. We need to take care of this thing. It is so powerful, and it's the size of your fist, just sitting in there, beating away, giving your body life and health and moving things through. So, the heart of what we believe. Chiropractic has 33 principles, okay? And really they end up being laws of how the universe works and functions. Principle number 25. I'm going to try so hard not to be a geek and nerd out on you today, so I'm going to use but some of the heart stuff we're going to get into is pretty nerdy. So, the character of innate forces. So, who is familiar with the term innate intelligence? Raise your hand. A couple people. Innate intelligence is the power that God put in you that governs and runs your body, basically. So, if you are stressed out, your blood pressure goes up. Dr. Michael's going to talk about that a little bit. If you're stressed out, your blood pressure goes up. That is your innate intelligence working. It's like, okay, it adapts to the surroundings. Okay, so the forces of innate intelligence never injure or destroy the structures in which they work. The body will never destroy itself. Sometimes it seems that way, and this is why. If you are sitting naked on an iceberg, the body will draw blood from your feet and your toes and your hands and bring that blood into the core. Is that good for the big toe? No. And so sometimes you think your body is making a mistake because something is happening wrong with an organ is not doing well, you're building kidney stones, and it's like, why in the world is my body doing that? You would have died from the lifestyle that you were living beforehand. Your body had to adapt, and the best way it could adapt is to build stones like this. The best way to save the kidneys was to build stones and bring all those oxalates together. Does that make sense? Okay, so sometimes it's difficult to understand that aspect, but your body will never seek to harm or destroy the structures in which they work. So, can you possibly have good and bad cholesterol? The body will never seek to harm or destroy the structures. Would your body ever create something bad that will kill itself? No. And it is so important to understand that, because that is the key to understanding how we actually think about health in Max Living and the 5 Essentials, okay? We're going to get into that in just a second. So, when you look at the 5 Essentials, the body can only be sick from 2 things. You're either deficient in these or you're toxic in these. Poor chiropractic. The reason that's number 1 is that chiropractic deals with your nerve system. You need the brain fully functioning to your organs and your organs back to your brain. Nutrition. This is not your FDA certified nutrition. It's not what the American Diabetes Association says. It's real nutrition that like God designed us to eat food. That's what we should eat. Dr. Michael read me something this morning from the 80s that was like teaching people not to breastfeed and to start 2-week-olds on rice cereal, and then you go up to the next thing and all this artificial stuff, and then you shouldn't even be doing breast milk. And I was like, we've been having this war on natural health forever, and it's crazy. It's like, so real nutrition. Mindset is so crucial. You can think yourself into sickness, you can think yourself into depression, and you can also think yourself well. Movement, oxygen, exercise. I'm not sure why this doesn't fit properly, but minimizing toxins. We're all toxic. I hope some of these slides it might mess us up a little bit. Okay, so these are the 4 things we're going to talk about today with healing the heart. First, we need to identify the actual cause. What do medical doctors say the cause of heart disease is? Stress. What did you say? Cholesterol. Fat. Did somebody say fat? Okay, fat, stress, cholesterol. Okay, remove the interference. So identify the cause, remove it. Move strategically, balance the nerve system. Those are the 4 things we're going to go through today. I'm going to go through the first part. Dr. Michael's going to take over, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, so first, what actually is the cause? Yeah, so a lot of people will say stress, which technically stress is at the underlying cause of all disease in the body, being stuck in a chronic stress response. That we could talk about, that actually could be our entire workshop here, and we'd still be talking about heart disease and cancer and everything, because chronic stress is everything. What I'm not saying there is emotional chronic stress. Physical, chemical, emotional, and spiritual stress. If we're under chronic stress, that our body cannot recover from that. We have to address each stress individually. Okay, so what is the real cause? What is cholesterol? Well, we just talked about this. They say there is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. There is not good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. And we're about to learn something, and you're gonna want to throw tomatoes at me or something. It's not the way it is. There is only necessary cholesterol. Okay? There is HDL, which is just a lipoprotein. These are carrier molecules, and LDL, low density lipoprotein. These are just carrier molecules. Okay? Cholesterol is just cholesterol. Okay? It is your healing and repair substance. Every single cell in your body needs cholesterol in order for it to function. Every cell in your body is surrounded by a fat layer composed of cholesterol. Your nerve system, your brain, is primarily fat, which is cholesterol. Your entire nerve system, when we adjust you, we're opening the nerve system. Your entire nerve system is encased in a myelin sheath that is made of cholesterol. Every one of your hormones, your bile, like your gallbladder, the bile that comes out of there is a cholesterol base. Estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, cortisone is a cholesterol-based hormone. So without cholesterol, you wouldn't even be living right now. It is so vital to every part of your body. You do not function. You don't digest food without cholesterol. You need this stuff, okay? So it is not good and bad. It is necessary. There are different levels of stuff, but it is absolutely 100% necessary for your survival, okay? The truth about this, man, I did cut all this stuff off. The oxidation of cholesterol absolutely can lead to heart diseases. So we're going to actually, Dr. Michael's going to talk a lot about the oxidation of cholesterol and how do we prevent that from happening. I did a test on myself recently, a metabolic test, and it showed me I had major oxidative damage in my body, which is one of the major precursors. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a business owner in the middle of COVID, like taking care of a bunch of people and dealing with the stress of just like, I mean, you guys, not that I don't love you to death, But you guys carry your own stress in there, and it piles on. And so it's like, I want you to get better more than you want to get better. And so it's like, so that's a major stress load, and stress is going to lead to all these things. And so I had to take a step back when I got those results and be like, man, okay, I need to revisit my own 5 essentials, get this stuff, get some peace management, deep breathing, all of that, like adjust myself, not adjust myself, but get adjusted more frequently. He's going to talk about oxidation. More people have heart attacks with normal cholesterol levels than elevated. Read that again. More people have heart attacks than normal cholesterol than elevated. Why do you think that is? What?
Because when they give you all those medications, they lower it so low you don't have any cholesterol.
Yes. Thank you. Statins and other medications that lower cholesterol. You never address the actual cause, the oxidation, the stress, the inflammation, which is it's inflammation and stress. But it's like the oxidation, the inflammation. You never address that. All you do is lower cholesterol, which is your healing repair substance. And so more people are dying with normal than with elevated. There is a higher death rate with low cholesterol than with high cholesterol. See, what's happening is that people go to their doctors, they take their statin, and then they die of heart disease. Because the heart's a muscle, and statins waste muscle. You get muscle wasting disease when you take statins. So, this is the true stuff. Now, I wanted to go over. I'm like, I didn't want to get super nerdy, but I did put like one actual research article in there. There's a whole book on this stuff back there from the paleocardiologist. If you want to like read through this stuff, but this is like the importance of HDL and LDL. I actually took some notes. I just wanted to make sure that we get this because if LDL gets too low, that's when your brain degrades. If LDL gets too low, that's when your brain degrades. They say that LDL is this evil thing trying to clog an artery or something. You need it is necessary for your brain's survival. The other thing, if it gets too low, you won't be able to fight infections. Okay? So if LDL drops down, your immune system doesn't have the materials it needs to actually fight infections. And so we have infection overload, and we can get way more bronchitises and pneumonias, and then we have those issues that deal with that. And so this research is so powerful, but LDL does not cause cardiovascular disease. This goes through so many different research articles about it. So this isn't just me talking to you, some crazy chiropractor or whatever. It's like, no, this is what the research actually says, and it is so powerful. So this is a major, major problem. Everybody say this with me. Metabolic inflexibility.
Metabolic inflexibility.
That was fantastic. What is metabolic inflexibility? We actually create this ourselves. The healthier you are, the more you react to bad food. Let me just say that, okay? The more bad food you eat, your body adapts into this sick way of living. So the more that you exercise, your body adapts into that. Your joints adapt into that. Your bones adapt into that. If you're constantly leaping and jumping, your bones get stronger. Okay? If you're constantly eating bad food, your body adapts into that. And so you don't actually recognize how much it's hurting you. If I go eat a McDonald's hamburger, I would probably throw up in about 30 minutes, not on purpose, because it's not real food and my body would reject it violently. Yet some people can go eat that stuff like crazy. Has anybody seen that fat movie, whatever, that Super Size Me thing? It was a long time ago. But like, he literally starts eating McDonald's every day and he's puking his guts out, but he's forcing himself to do it for 30 days to show like what it does. Yeah, it's like, it's all, well, he gets used to the bad. And that's the problem, is that we live this sick lifestyle and we get used to the bad. Your body can handle it for a while. And so we keep putting sick things in, our body adapts into that, so you eat more sick stuff. But it can only handle it so far. Right now, people are going out and putting in a gene therapy into their body. It is one more straw onto the camel's back. It's just another thing that's going to push that body into a major, major sickness state. It's like, so, metabolic inflexibility, we create that. We have to be flexible and adaptable. That's actually what each adjustment does. It creates a better heart rate variability. It makes you more adapting to stress. I was just was I talking about the zebra thing? Yeah. Just a second ago. There's a book called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. Has anybody heard of this or read the book? It's a really great book. Zebras are an animal that it is always the prey, okay? It's always looking around about to be eaten in the worst part of the world where everything is a attacker, okay? Zebras, the moment that the predator is gone, and like they're not running for their life anymore, in 30 seconds they are back down to homeostasis and rest. They have the best heart rate variability on the planet that we know of, okay? They don't get ulcers because of that. If we are not adapting to our environment properly and our poor habits, we build diseases faster because we're in that chronic stress mode, okay? That's what this means. Actually, I've got like so many notes in there I'm not going to go over because we've got a lot to go. So answer this for me. Are statins the answer? No. Now, let's talk about what happens when we do take these, because there's a phrase here that go talk to your doctor about this. I want to tell you something. Who is responsible for your health? You are. Does your doctor own your body? No. Does he get paid by drug companies to get drugs? Statins are the #1 prescribed drug alone. It is its own Fortune 500 company. Okay, so when you think about this, actually lisinopril, one of the main like blood pressure drugs, alone makes $10 billion a year. The entire chiropractic profession we make $5 billion a year. The entire profession, so one drug makes $10 billion every year just by giving you a drug and saying you have to take this for the rest of your life. So are statins the answer? This is what happens when we take a statin. We kill, actually, let me just show you this. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. I am going to get some nerdy with you. Oh no, I kept it up here. I think I saved it. Anybody see that?
No.
Okay, anyway. Okay, you won't be able to see it, but statins, what they do, the process to create cholesterol, it goes acetyl-CoA, HMG-CoA, and then something happens, and then boom, methylmalonate, blah, 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 and then we get down here and we create cholesterol. Oh, you can't even see it. You create cholesterol and ubiquinone, which is CoQ10. Okay, both of those are absolutely necessary for your survival. What happens is, you take a statin. It is an HMG